Unlike other business coaches, Dan Pina is not someone you could simply call up, schedule an appointment with, and pay to be coached on how to run your business. He is the recipient of numerous awards like the Man of the Year Award, the Telly Award, John Reagan Award, and Inspirational Leadership Award. In this video, we're going to share Dan Pina's ultimate advice for young people and students on how to succeed in life. Dan Pina is known as the Trillion-Dollar Man because of his positions as CEO of different corporations, book sales, business ventures, and the Quantum Leap Advantage coaching program, or QLA, which generates billions of dollars for his mentees. Many people say that the trillion-dollar name comes from the trillion-dollar value which he gives to all his mentees. Learning from him is not the same as going to the hotel or conference center for training. He lives and teaches all his mentees in a 15th century castle. He was the CEO and founder of several companies, including the Guthrie Group and the Great Western Resources Inc., which was named after the castle. He worked in real estate before that, and even before that, he joined the military to retest the catastrophic path he had taken in his youth. What is the reason for Dan Pina's high performance? He grew up with his father, who didn't hold high expectations for his son and only wanted him to live. Dan, on the other hand, exceeded those expectations differently. He threatened to kill the teacher and was expelled from school, as well as from the entire school district. He was imprisoned 5 times before deciding to change his life path and serve in the United States Army before attending college. When comparing these two phases of his life, you wouldn't expect an ex-convict to become a billionaire's mentor. His upbringing shaped him as a person and even hardened him to set a high standard for performance. If you challenge him, expect a battle cry in response. Dan Pina has no concept of fear. The Quantum Leap Advantage was built on the discipline that he learned in the military, as well as his real estate and business experience. It's a method for teaching people how to achieve the level of toughness that leads to massive profits. Dating coach Jason Capital, as well as Brian Rose, are among his mentees, who define their QLA experience as brutal as well as shock and awe. What is a QLA? Starting with no money, the QLA system teaches you how to grow your wealth geometrically. Dan Pina created this proven formula with a 40-year record of success. Dan has mentored and coached thousands of people and helped them become multimillionaires since 1993. The QLA isn't for everyone because not everyone could afford the cost of learning from Dan Pina in person, but it's also a system that anyone can use to learn. All of the seminar's video presentations are available for free and online. The QLA is a wealth-building system that is both for and against everyone. What exactly does this imply, and what do you learn in QLA? It's been known as the week-long extravaganza at Big Castle, and those who have attended the seminar have grown their business from 7 to 11 figures. So, what's the catch? Well, let us begin with his ultimate success advice. To begin, you must realign your goals, change your expectations, and redefine your comfort zone to be successful. Not everyone enjoys staring into the abyss and confronting their deepest fears about themselves. Not everyone wants to change their old habits and be uncomfortable, even if the changes take them to a completely new level of income. Second, they must empty their cup and dedicate themselves to learning a new way of thinking. The topics which Dan covers in his seminars are among the most critical issues in the business world. Third, people who truly want to make a change in their lives and achieve a higher level of income will do so. Dan's business advice on how to dominate the industry, create winning leverage and massive profits, demonstrates how to set up his mentees' businesses to achieve the results which they require. Dan Pina's own story demonstrates that what he teaches is achievable. He founded his own business, the Great Western Resources Inc., in his spare bedroom with around $820, a phone, as well as a leased fax machine. He turned it into a $450 million empire in 8 years that is about $1 billion in today's dollars. So what are the Dan Pina QLA steps to success? The QLA methodology beholds 7 steps to be successful. Step 1. Creating your personal foundation for success. There is a significant difference between playing to lose and playing to win. Most people play in order not to lose. They do not play to win. Your company might die as a result of low expectations. Dan spends all of his money before a great deal to put extra pressure on himself and ensure that he doesn't lose focus. He places himself in uncomfortable situations. That's exactly what you should learn to do as well. And the best of all is always to have high self-esteem and believe in yourself no matter what. Step 2. Clarify your vision. Do everything that you can, everything that is within your power to achieve your goals. Period. You either get what you desire or you die. You don't give up. You must go through the cleansing process to clarify your vision. Choosing where you want to go is a part of clarifying one's vision, your objectives, and what is most important to you. To be a laser beam focused on few things on the many, you must first clarify your vision. You don't need to know how you'll get there, you just need to know where you want to go. Step 3. Building the perception because perception is reality. Fear of failure is simply caused by a lack of self-esteem and lack of self-confidence. Developing a perception before being a high-performance person is an extremely crucial part of being a high-performance person. This is related to your comfort zone, and it will be a major challenge. High performers adore themselves and believe they are unique. Some of them even see themselves as having halo effects. High-performing individuals are paid for performing their hobbies. Step 4. Creating a dream team in both life and business. In both business and personal relationships, self-esteem is the foundation of success. Self-esteem is the foundation of all that is good, and unfortunately, most people don't have much of it. Your dream team should consist of 2 members: the people who work directly for you in your organization, the people who represent you outside, like lawyers and accountants. If you don't understand how to effectively build your dream team, you won't be able to achieve QLA because you won't be able to do it on your own. Step 5. Never have doubt. You walk your talk and you never, ever share your doubt. No matter what happens, never. You never share a doubt about a business proposition with anybody, ever, under any circumstances. Never. Not even with your spouse. Step 6. Pay yourself. As you grow, continue to pay yourself out of profits. Just take the money and leave the credit. Because if you don't get to the upcycle to sell, at least you'll have a lot of money out of the business in the meantime. And when it's time to sell, you don't have to squeeze every damn dollar out of business because you're already rich. You therefore need a banking relationship with a line of credit to grow, and you need a bank that can take you to the next level. Step 7. Creating your exit strategy. In your mind, have the perception of what you want to be, and then people's perception of you will follow. The Peter Principle states that you should do the maximum you can do, because after you take your company public, you most likely will be thrown out of your company. That's something that has to happen. That's why a lot of guys don't go public. Once you accept that you'd rather be a large part of a $100 million company than to be the only part of a $5 to $10 million company, it's easier to deal with. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for sticking with me until the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notification to see more amazing videos like this one. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Cheers!